flipping houses works like this. Buy low, fix it up, sell high, pocket the difference. That's not where the actual money is made. And if you go in thinking that's the formula, you'll misjudge your profit on every single deal. Well, I'm going to break down exactly where flip profit really comes from using real numbers so you can see what separates a flip that actually makes money from one that just looks good on paper. Here's the myth. People think the money is made at the sale. You list it high, you get a great offer, and you win. But by the time you're listing the property, most of your profit, or lack of it, has already been decided. The real money in flipping is made on the day you buy, not the day you sell. Everything after that is just executing on a margin you already locked in for better or worse. So let's start there, the purchase price, because this is where most of the profit either exists or disappears. Flippers work backward from something called ARV, after repair value, which is what the property will realistically sell for once the work is done. From that number, you subtract your renovation budget, your holding costs, your selling costs, and your target profit. What's left is the maximum you can pay for the property. Buy above that number, even by a little, and you're not flipping the house anymore. You're just hoping the market bails you out. That's the single biggest mistake new flippers make, falling in love with a property and reverse engineering a profit that isn't actually there. Next, the renovation budget. This is where I see people get hurt the most because they estimate instead of verify. An experienced flipper doesn't guess what the kitchen or the roof will cost. They get real contractor bids before they ever close on the property. The properties that blow budgets almost always have one thing in common. Someone assumed a number instead of confirming it. A $15,000 estimate that turns into a $35,000 real bid doesn't just cut into your profit on a tight deal, it can erase it completely. Then there are the two costs people forget about entirely: holding costs and selling costs. Holding costs are everything that keeps accumulating while the property sits. The mortgage or hard money loan payment, insurance, utilities, property taxes. Every month a flip sits unsold is a month that costs eat into your margin, which is exactly why timeline matters as much as budget. And selling costs, agent commissions, closing costs, staging, typically run 8 to 10% of the sale price. On a $450,000 sale, that alone can be $36,000 to $45,000 coming off the top before you see a dollar of profit. So let's put it together on a real example. Say a flip sells for $450,000. By the time you account for the purchase price, the renovation budget, months of holding costs, and 8 to 10% in selling costs, a flip that looks like a clear win on the surface might only net the investor somewhere around $30,000 to $40,000. That's still a real return, but it's a fraction of the $150,000 gap between purchase price and sale price that it might look like from the outside. The flippers who actually make consistent money aren't the ones finding a lucky house. They're the ones running the exact math before they ever even make an offer and walking away from deals where the numbers don't work, no matter how much they like the house. The profit is made on the day you buy, not the day you sell. If you only remember one thing from this video, remember that. The offer you make, the bids you verify, and the timeline you plan for, that's where a flip is won or lost, long before a single buyer ever walks through the door. So if you're looking at a flip or an investment property and want help running these numbers for your specific deal, I put together a resource that walks through exactly this math. Links in the description and pinned comment. Take a look, and if it makes sense, let's talk about your next deal.